You have to take full responsibility of what happens to your life. Every single thing from this day forward is 100% falling on you. Now, I'm not trying to discredit all of the bad shit that's happened to you in your past. You know, there's a lot of unfortunate things that happen to some good people, but I'm not sitting here to say that, you know, that means that you're responsible for those things. What I am saying you're responsible for is how you choose to live your life from this day forward. I feel like most of us like to put the blame on other people, where we'll blame our moms, we'll blame our dads, our friends, our brothers, our sisters, our girlfriends, our husbands. People that really and truly aren't the ones that make our decisions for us. We decide what it is that we're going to do with our lives. And the reason that I'm telling you to start taking full responsibility is that is how you actually gain control of your life and start to live a life that is actually worth living. Prime example, I feel like for most of my life, I have partially adopted a victim mentality. Mainly because I feel like the people that I surround myself with are victims. There are people who like to live in a box. They like to say, oh no, bro, I can't do that. No, bro, like, oh, the government. Or they like to say, you know, bro, I just wasn't dealt a good hand. I feel like most of us weren't dealt a good hand, not the best. There's only a select few people who are well off or born into a great situation. Most of us aren't. And that's okay, because it gives us the thing that people who are born into a good situation are lacking, which is a purpose, drive, and determination to get themselves out of a shitty situation. When I look at my life and I start to complain, see, I'm not trying to say sit here. I say that a lot. When I look at my life and I complain about being fat, that's something that I've been complaining a lot about. I hate being fat, bro. And I'm not even that fat. I just I don't like looking down and not seeing a six pack. But instead of me taking full responsibility for the fact that I decide to eat the burgers, I decide to eat the fried chicken, I decide to drink the sodas, drink the margaritas, and then I want to complain about how I don't have abs. Well, who are you blaming? The only person you have to blame is yourself. When you start to put the blame on other people, that's when you lose your power. Everything that I talk about on this channel is about regaining our power and recognizing the greatness that is within us. Because the sooner that we recognize the greatness, the sooner we recognize the greatness in us, the sooner we recognize the greatness in other people. And I just feel that it would just make for a much better world, a much better life, and everybody will be happy. Because that's what we want to be at the end of the day. We all want to be happy. I started adopting the mindset that everything that has happened to me from this day forward is my fault, because now I've really psychoanalyzed every single decision that I make, down to the food that I eat, down to the job that I work, down to the people that I hang around. Every single thing that happens to me is my fault. And I feel like, sure, it can be a heavy burden to bear, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Because the minute that I put my power into somebody else and allow them to dictate what happens for me, that's when my life really starts to go to shit. And I don't want to live a shitty life. And I don't want you to live a shitty life. There's a train passing. I don't want you to live a shitty life, bro. I want you to take control of your life and actually take full ownership of what you decide to do from this day forward. Because once you start to do that, you'll start to attract better things, better people, better opportunities in your life, and you'll start to make better decisions. Everything in life is about making good decisions. And when you don't take full ownership for what it is you're doing in your life, that's when you open yourself up to poor decisions. You're deciding not to go to the gym. You're deciding not to post that video. You're deciding not to, you know what I'm saying, eat that salad. I don't like salads, bro. I've been eating a lot of protein and veggies. I feel like that's the only thing that works for me. I'll eat chicken and broccoli, salmon and broccoli. I feel like that's the main thing that helps me lose weight. But I'm not trying to make this a nutrition channel or anything like that. I'm trying to just drive the point home that when you take full ownership of everything that you allow and everything that you don't allow, that's when you really start to become the protagonist in your own story. Too many times, we're looking at ourselves as a victim. And we're looking at ourselves as a victim as if somebody's coming to save us, but nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's coming to save you. So don't expect when you sit here and mope and dwell on the past that somebody's gonna feel sorry for you and lend you out a helping hand. Sure, there are rare cases where people do get, you know what I'm saying? They get treated well when they're doing that. But something that is more practical is just taking full ownership of like, you know what, this is my life and this is my destiny and I control what the hell I want to do. And I take full responsibility for what it is that I allow and what I want to be. So in that case, I'm not going to complain anymore. I'm not going to complain about videos not performing well. I'm not going to complain about people not liking me. I'm not going to complain about being embarrassed to be myself or expose what it is that I actually want to be. I'm not going to complain about being fat. I'm not going to complain about those things because I know that if I'm making the right decisions and I take full responsibility for what it is that I'm doing, that I can never be led astray. I can be grounded in my own energy and be confident in myself to know that I am making the right decisions 100% of the time. And sure, there will be times where I lose sight of the goal and I drop the ball a little bit, but there's always tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. I feel like there isn't enough grace that we give ourselves when we look at our lives and take full ownership for what it is that we've done. You know, we just look at the situation and say, you know what, that sucked. That was a shitty situation. Shitty situations are going to keep happening. What we choose to do after the shitty situation, that is what we have control of. Sure, you can't control getting fired. Sure, you can't control not having, well, let me rephrase that. Sure, you can't control getting fired, but you can control when you get home to start applying to jobs. Sure, you can't control that your car broke down, but you can 100% control what you choose to take away from that experience. Are you going to sit there and be like, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and cry about my car being fucked up? Or am I going to do something to get me an even better car? Are you going to sit here and complain about your content, your music, your whatever it is you're trying to do, your art not performing well? Or are you going to go into the gym or into the lab or into wherever it is that you create your work of art and actually start to self and psychoanalyze, okay, what is it that people don't like about this video? Or what is it that people don't like about this song? What is it that people don't like about whatever it is, you know? Because when you start to do that, there's little room for excuses. Because I've noticed in my life that a lot of my excuses come from the simple fact that I believe that I don't have control of my life. I believe that other people dictate what it is that I need to do in my life. And that's no way to live. It's my life. It's your life. So why would you sit here and place it in the hands of another person? And I'm not saying that, you know, a lot of the mindset stuff that I talk about is primarily for content creators, entrepreneurs, and stuff like that, because that's what I am. But it can apply to any aspect of your life. Dating. I feel like that's a huge thing that people don't take full accountability for. We allow people to treat us exactly how we want to be treated, whether we realize it or not. Too many times I find my friends talking about mainly girls, because guys don't really complain about girls. Girls complain about guys though, where girls will say, you know what, all these niggas ain't shit. If the past 5 niggas you've dated ain't shit, what does that say about you, ma'am? You're attracting ain't shit niggas. So instead of you passing blame on another person, why don't you self-reflect and look inwards and ask myself, well, what is it about me that is so drawn to these ain't shit niggas? What is it about me that screams, ain't shit niggas, come here? What is it? The minute we start to do that sort of thing, the sooner we can actually course correct and get on the right path to really get ourselves and get the ball moving to where we can actually live a way more fulfilling life, and not a life that is depressing, sad, and just lackluster. Okay? I think that's about it. I want to make these 10 minutes long because I noticed that when I start to dive into the 15, 13 minutes, I start to just rant and go off or whatever. And I also changed the scenery. I felt like my last video was kind of dull. And mainly because I was sitting down. When I stand up, it feels more like a performance and it feels like I am public speaking. So that's what we're doing from now on. So if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you all so much. I genuinely appreciate it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And until next time, peace.